email fallout could mean and how should the Clinton campaign handle it. Jay Chabria joins us, Managing Director of Mercury LLC, former senior advisor to Ohio Governor John Kasich. Linda Tran, a Democratic strategist, founding partner of 270 Strategies, and former communications director for then Virginia Governor Tim Kaine, who, of course, is now on the ticket. Jay, let me start with you. ABC Washington Post poll. 34% or 3 in 10 voters now less likely to vote for Mrs. Clinton with this news. Do you think that will hold for 9 days, or will it dissipate, as we just said, if there's a new October surprise?
There may be an October surprise, there may be a November surprise. I think we may have surprises all the way through Election Day. Look, this is about intensity. This is not really about changing people's minds. This is about which base is going to get out there and vote. And that's the problem here for the Hillary campaign. What she's got to do now is, I was here in my swing state of Ohio and watching TV today. All the ads are soft vision ads, which is fine when you're going to have a big blowout win as your close. Now she's got to transition back and start to define Donald Trump once again and take it to him once again. And that's what I expect. I expect a more aggressive campaign from Hillary.
Yeah, Linda, what about that potential for a more aggressive campaign?
A more aggressive campaign from Hillary Clinton. I think that they're as aggressive as they can be. They've been out there pounding on the doors and turning people out. I mean, keep in mind that millions and millions of voters are casting ballots as we speak. We're in the early vote phase, especially in key states like Ohio and
I meant directly addressing this issue. Let me show you an ad. We have 10 seconds of a new ad that just came out about this very issue. Let's listen.
But the more information that has come out, the more overblown this all seems. More than ever, we need your help to push back on their phony partisan attacks. We have just days left to elect Hillary and stop Donald Trump.
Linda just heard it. Phony partisan attacks, just days to go. I mean, look, they raised some issues that the FBI apparently, hasn't seen what these emails are. There hasn't been a court order, when this letter came out.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is really very much in line with some of the strategy that you've seen them put forth in the last several weeks. When Hillary Clinton has been ahead in the polls, the thing that you fear the most as a Democrat is that people are going to become complacent and feel like it doesn't actually matter whether or not they make it out to cast their ballots. And so to use this particular issue and to say, guys, it's more important than ever, the polls are tight, is just absolutely what they ought to be doing and what they've been doing.
Jay, will this issue then, do you think, as Linda says, energize the base and actually potentially help Mrs. Clinton, or boomerang?
Well, I'm not sure this is going to help Hillary Clinton, but she's got to use it to her advantage. Playing the victim card as she's doing and effectively doing helps keep voters in her camp. And that's the right strategy. She's got to quickly pivot, though, and she's got to bait Donald Trump, which they've done so effectively so many times, and make him look at the shiny object and go attack accusers or do another hotel opening, something else.
Yeah, but now the shiny object is just landed right in his lap, Jay. I mean, he just keeps on hammering away at this.
And the problem for Hillary is this is a subject he loves talking about. This is a place where he is going to be disciplined. He loves talking about Hillary's emails. So she's got to try to figure out what that is, what this last surprise is, so that she can get him to change the subject again and make it again about Donald Trump once again. Yeah,
so Linda, I mean, what does the Clinton campaign do? He's out there today talking about Huma. All about that, questioning her, talking about Weiner. Now you've got the mess of the mess all involved with this, and Mrs. Clinton has got to try somehow, deal with it.
They've got to wage the war on two fronts. So on the one hand, they have to push back very hard on the developments and the issues that people are talking about right now. And on the other hand, they have to continue to make their closing argument. You saw that she went up on the air with a projection of some of her history, talking about fighting for kids and families. And that's something she's got to keep talking about.
But everyone else is talking about trustworthiness and emails.
But everyone else is also talking about Donald Trump and the video just from a few weeks ago where he admitted that he was bragging about sexual assault because he's a star. And look, at the end of the day, to paraphrase David Plouffe, elections are an exercise in comparisons. And when you put up Hillary Clinton and her email server against Donald Trump and sexual assault, I just think that the choice is really clear for voters.
All right, Jay, sexual assault type, claims in that Billy Bush email and that sort of thing versus what we're getting now.
Well, look, I mean, certainly all of these things have been litigated over and over again. This is going to be about intensity. This is going to be about tactics now. Hillary's campaign's got they've got a better ground game. I think most independent observers would say that's the case. Numbers will tighten, but what's that ground game going to do? She's got to get the African-American community more engaged in her race, and I know that's what Souls to the Polls is today. So when you're looking at numbers after this weekend, this weekend is the first time we're going to have in-person voting here in the state of Ohio for a weekend. That's going to tell you a lot about how the state of play is in Ohio and other swing states.
I was in Ohio, the last two presidential elections, and I got to tell you, folks, ground game, ground game, ground game.
It matters.
They really got it
matters.
out. The Cuyahoga County folks for the Democrats really did bring that out. That showed, and that at the end of the day may be so critical and important. Linda, and thank you so much, both of you, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course. Melissa?
Early voting is surging ahead of Election Day.
Everybody out the vote!